Hi, I'm Jeanette Jackson with Harvest Girls International and All Girls Matter Self-Esteem Academy, focusing on the power to dream. I know you're probably thinking, where is Nichelle? But I want to thank Nichelle for giving me the opportunity to come and be with you today. And I have a great and wonderful topic that we will be discussing and sharing about finding your voice. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, great. So there's two type of voices. There's the voice with volume to produce high or low. And then you have your inner voice. That is a voice that you can tune in, that may be in your mind, and that inner feeling that you may have. So, what are we going to do today? We're going to talk about finding your voice. So, let's get started. So, the first thing is, what is your inner voice? I'll take a moment while you kind of think about that. Your inner voice is providing thoughts or feelings that you do not express, but they seem to make you more aware. It is also could be like your gut feeling. You know, sometimes when you feel like something isn't right, or maybe you should do something, it's the voice of reason. It makes you speak out. It makes you be heard. It also makes you take action. So, those are all things that describe your inner voice. So, we're going to focus on a few topics today, and I hope that you will enjoy this while we talk about finding your voice in different type of ways. So, I'm going to give you 4 words. 4 words. 1, self-awareness, self-love, self-worth, self-esteem. Can you tell me what those 4 words have in common? That's right, you guessed it, self. All 4 of those words talk about self. So let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about what is self-awareness. So, on your worksheet, you should have been provided a worksheet called Self-Awareness Happiness Assessment. So, let's take a moment to talk about this self-awareness happiness assessment. Remember, when you complete this worksheet, you'll be able to turn it in and send us the information, and we'll be able to provide you with a nice gift. So let's look at your self-awareness happiness assessment. The first thing I want you to do is answer this question. What type of person are you today? That may take a moment because today you may be feeling happy, or today you may be feeling, I just want the day to go fast, or you're excited about something that's going to be happening today. So, what type of person are you today? Take a moment to write that down. That's great. I'm sure you all are writing some wonderful answers. So while you're writing and thinking about what type of person are you today, let's also think about three verbs that describe the person you want to become. But you can only give me 3. So once you finish that first question of what type of person you are today, let's go to describe the person that you want to become. So this could be a person of, do you want to improve exercising and becoming more healthy? Does this mean that you want to be more loving towards yourself and others? Do you want to be able to give back and provide in the community and do service in the community. So what type of person do you want to become? I'll wait while you write that down. All right, ladies. So we talked about those 4 things: self-awareness, self-love, self-worth, and self-esteem. And as I said, all 4 of those things have in common are self. So let me give you a definition and describe what self-awareness is. You may be thinking, self-awareness. I may know that answer. So let's see if your answer matches up to what mine may be. So self-awareness is being aware of your own personality, individuality, and your behaviors and feelings. Was your answer close to what I gave you? I hope it was. Self-love. What is self-love? Self-love is love of what? Self. So that's appreciation of your own growth, your development, your well-being, and your happiness. Those are important because one thing for sure, self-love, it grows every day. Sometimes we are hard on ourselves and we sometimes struggle, especially as young ladies, in finding that self-love. We're going through changes in our bodies, changes with school, friendship, and everything that's going on, especially getting over everything with your schooling, the summertime, or any family. So think about all that. Self-love. How do you find that self-love? We'll get to that. The other one, self-esteem. Self-esteem. This is how you describe your overall personal worth and value. Sometimes our self-esteem can be really, really high. We're so confident in who we are. We're like, yes, I am beautiful. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror, and I tell myself, I'm beautiful, you're smart. That is great self-esteem. Then some days we may say, my hair isn't the way that I want it to be. So it makes us feel a little down, and the self-esteem kind of is a little low. But just remember, you can change that. You can change your self-esteem and how you feel. And remember, one word I mentioned about self-esteem was your overall personal worth and value. So let's talk about self-worth. Self-worth. Self-worth is knowing that you are valuable. You are lovable. You are of an inconceivable worth. I'll say that again. You are valuable. You are lovable. And you are of an inconceivable worth. This is basically you understanding your strength and your personal attributes. Your self-worth is recognizing that you are valuable because you are you. That's what makes you you. There's no one else in the world like you. You are unique. So when you're feeling down or low about yourself, how you may feel, what you may have on, take a look at yourself and change your way of thinking. I guarantee you'll start to build your self-worth. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how we can do that. Because remember, I want you to always remember one thing for sure. You are always 100% worthy all the time, unconditionally. Can you say it with me? You are always 100% worthy all the time, unconditionally. I would take that as a positive affirmation of something that you can say every day. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about ways of how we can provide innovative ideas to help improve our self-awareness, self-love, self-esteem, and self-worth. So, the piece of paper I gave you for your self-awareness and happiness assessment, I want you to turn this piece of paper over real quick. Turn that paper over. And I want you to write down ways and tools of how you can sharpen your skills in your inner voice. Those inner voices that we talk about, self-awareness, self-love, self-esteem. What are some ways to listen to that inner voice? And remember, if you forgot what that inner voice is, that inner voice are your thoughts and your feelings that may not always be expressed, but something that makes you aware. And this could be your gut feeling like, oh, I need to go take care of this. Or, oh, I shouldn't be at this place. Or, maybe I should join the choir or the volleyball team. Those are that voice in the inside, positive voice that you're hearing that's making you make a sound and right decision. So when you listen to your inner voice, it'll allow you to make good choices as well as make you aware of what's going on around you, as that's your gut feeling and intuition, or we may say discernment as well. So what are some ways of how we can sharpen our inner voice and how we can help improve all of the things about self? Write one of those things down for me. And I'm going to see if you can come up with the answer of what I may have came up with. Let's see if you caught on to what I was kind of saying a few seconds ago regarding about yourself and feeling good. The first one is positive affirmations. Positive affirmations. People say this every day to themselves. Wake up, look in the mirror, and say something positive about yourself. And continue to say positive affirmations throughout the day. I always say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. There is no one like me. I am unique and I am one of a kind. And guess what? Flaws and all, I'm me and no one is like me. And that's what's so loving, because if we were all the same, guess what? Wouldn't it be a little boring? Yeah, I think so. I knew it would be. Or we may always agree on the same thing, or we may always disagree on the same thing. So we have to remember that positive affirmations are just things that you're telling yourself that are positive to help you get through each day, throughout the day, and through this process of this thing called, what do I say? A thing called life. Because life is filled with learning experiences. So another great affirmation is, I can do anything I put my mind to. So when you go to school, or you may be trying to try out, like I said, for a volleyball team, or be a cheerleader, basketball player, doing your sports, what do you sometimes think? I say what you think about, you bring about. So if you're confident and your self-esteem is high, then guess what? You know you're going to conquer and you're going to win. So when you speak those positive affirmations, then you are building yourself up with self-esteem. The other thing is remembering that there are a few other things to help sharpen your skills for your inner voice. One thing that we can sometimes do is meditate. Yes, meditate. I know, you guys are always, what is that? Oh, texting. Oh, I'm always on my phone. Oh, I had to catch up on the latest TikToks. Tick. So yes, all those fun activities that I know you all do and have fun doing. But sometimes maybe you need to take that cell phone, put it to the side. Take some time to meditate. This will allow you to be able to have some silence for at least 3 to 5 minutes and allow you to find peace and to think about things. And this is just deep breathing in and out, listening to some soothing music that allow you to focus, to concentrate, and be able to start your day or wind down for your day, or to allow you to regroup and rethink. Because we know the day can be busy and it's tough being your age, right? I'm sure it is. I know it is. Guess what? I was once your age. But as an adult, I still do go through some of the same things as you do. So remember, meditate. Another great skill that you can practice is, besides meditation, positive affirmation, what do we like to do? We like to be what? Surrounded by friends. We have to make good choices about our friends. We want to have friends that make us feel better, because friends should do that. Friends should be truthful with us, and friends are honest. So we also want friends who are going to be able to lift us up when we may not always be feeling the best. We want friends who are always going to be positive and make good choices too. Because we want friends who are smiling and happy. And so when you are happy and you're smiling, guess what? You attract that same energy. So that's a great feeling to have. And so remember, at your age, you're building great relationships and friendships that you will continue on into being an adult. So remember, your inner voice, making good friendships, meditating, and having positive affirmations. Those are just 3 things that are ways that you can sharpen your skills of finding your inner voice. Always listen to your inner voice, because typically your inner voice, when it's a positive inner voice, it's usually never steering you wrong. So you always want to listen. So if it says, oh, Jeanette, go do this. Go try out for this. Go help that lady. Go and write that book. Go and write that song. Go create that dance. That's your inner voice. And that self-esteem and self-worth and self-awareness all in one. So, are you enjoying yourself so far? I hope so. Let's go back to our worksheet. Let's turn back over our paper to our side. It's the self-awareness happiness assessment. There's a couple of other questions on there that I want you to answer. So, we talked about all the ways of being self-aware, self-love, positive affirmations. So, what is one thing that you would say about happiness? I want you to answer the question that says, I am happiest when I want you to fill that in. I am happiest when I'll share. I am happiest when I'm able to help other people. I love being able to serve and provide a need or service, or just being helpful to others. It makes me very happy. So then sometimes I may be unhappy. So I want you to write down, I am most unhappy when. I am most unhappy when. All right, I'm sure you have your answer. So sometimes when you are not always feeling happy, go back and look at your answer to what you put for I am happiest when. So hopefully that will then cheer you up and figure out, hey, this is what I can do to make myself feel more happy. The next thing we're going to talk about, smart management. How do we keep and provide keys to sharpen and enhance your gifts and talents? Do you know what your gifts and talents are? Do you know what that means? Your gifts and talents are what you are good at doing. Your gifts and talents is something that you would do without being paid for it, because you absolutely love to do it. I know some people love to, and maybe this is you too. You love to sing, you love to cook, you love to dance. You love to TikTok it up, but that's part of dancing too. Or what about you? You love nail art and designing nails. You love to design on computers. You love designing clothes. You love building robotics or building graphic designs and technology. All these different things could be your gifts and talents. So what are you doing with those gifts and talent? Are you actually doing them? Are you actually enhancing your gifts and talents? And if so, how are you doing that? Is it something that you only do once a year? If it's something that is a gift in your talent and you love it, believe me, you would not be doing it for only one time a year. You'll be doing it almost every day. So let's talk about how we can sharpen and enhance those skills. For number one, get involved. Get involved, girls. Get involved in those activities. Get involved with other people who are excited about what you love to do. So whether that's like martial arts, go join a martial arts group. And then you be surrounded with other people who are like-minded like you and like doing things you do. And guess what else? That's a great way to build new friendships too, because they're doing something that you love to do. So if you're trying to figure out how to get involved, go talk to your parent or guardian and find out, hey, can we look up what clubs or organizations or group have activities of what I love to do? It could be at your school and sometimes out of school. So that's a great way for you to help sharpen and enhance your gifts. Get involved. Other ways is find a positive mentor. A mentor. You may already have one, or you may not. And if you don't, there are great organizations who provide mentoring for you young ladies. The one thing for sure is when you have a positive mentor, guess what? That mentor gives you great insight about life, gives you great insight about how you can become a better person, a better young girl, to being a teenager, to being a young adult. And guess what? You do fun things together. So if you already like to cook or go to the bounce houses or the trampoline plays, your mentee will usually take you to those things for you to have a good time and also talk to you. And it's a great way for you to also be able to have conversations with someone to build a relationship and trust with that you may not always have with a parent or a sibling or someone else. So when you have a mentor, that mentor is going to feed positive aspects of life and positivity into your life, which will help build and enhance your self-awareness, your self-esteem, your self-worth, and your self-growth. So with that being said, the other thing, when you have a gift and your talents, you want to do what? Practice. Who's one of these favorite dancers out here and singers that you all love? I'm sure there's plenty. So if you want to be like some of these famous TikTokers who love to dance and sing, what do you think you have to do? Practice. And then someone may notice you and then you become a superstar. That may be realistic, but you have to practice. And then the more you practice and keep doing something every single day, you'll get better and better each day. So ladies, young ladies and girls, I hope you have enjoyed this lesson on finding your voice. Remember, finding your voice are your thoughts, your feelings that may not always be expressed. And sometimes they are your gut feelings, your voice that you hear, that's a positive voice. It's you taking action and doing things, being aware of your personality, your behaviors and feelings, and building and appreciating your growth and development as a young lady, and making sure your overall worth and growth and valuing yourself. When you do all of these things, it helps boost what? Your emotions. You have more energy. You stay engaged. And it improves your health and your wellness. And guess what? You're not stressed as much. You guys got too much going on already. You don't need to be stressed or sad or not happy. So when you're improving those skills and sharpening those skills and listening to that inner voice, you become a better you. So, a couple of things for me. Finish and complete the remaining 2 questions on the self-awareness happiness assessment. So one is describing a person that makes you feel motivated, inspired. I kind of talked about that with having a mentor. And name 2 things to make you laugh. I like a good laugh. I have a good laugh when my belly starts hurting. And guess what? I snort too. So I know that's when I had a good laugh. So write those down. When you have completed your worksheet, you want to make sure to submit those to us with your address so we can mail you a nice gift to have. So I hope you enjoyed this topic of finding your voice with Harvest Girls International All Girls Matter Self-Esteem Academy. And thank you, Nichelle, for allowing me to come today and present a great topic to you beautiful ladies. I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care.